Alex was a young man with a big dream. Even as a child, he had dreamed of adventures and read about the great explorers of the past. He longed to explore the world and discover its secrets. But as Alex grew up, he realized that life wasn't that easy. He had to work to pay his bills, and he barely had time for his dreams. But he didn't give up. He saved every penny he could and dreamed of the day when he would have enough money and freedom to make his dream come true. One day, when he had saved enough money, he bought an old map from an antique dealer. The map showed the way to a long-forgotten treasure hidden somewhere in the jungle. Alex knew that this was his chance. He quit his job and set off into the jungle. The journey was difficult and dangerous. Alex had to trek through dense forests, across raging rivers, and through dangerous canyons. He encountered wild animals and had to hide from hostile natives. But he did not give up. He knew the treasure was out there somewhere and that he would find it if he just worked hard enough. Finally, he found the entrance to an ancient cave that was marked on the map. The cave was full of puzzles and traps that he had to overcome, but he did not give up. He was determined to find the treasure, and he knew that if he just worked hard enough, he would reach it. The hours passed as he wandered through the maze. He found secret doors that led to hidden rooms, and he solved puzzles that had remained unsolved for centuries. But he didn't give up. He knew the treasure was out there somewhere, and he would find it if he just worked hard enough. Finally, he came to a huge room where the treasure was hidden. But before he could reach it, he had to pass one last test. A huge monster that had been trapped in the cave for centuries, attacking any intruder, blocked the way. It was an epic battle that dragged on for hours. Alex fought valiantly against the monster, but he seemed to be outmatched. The monster was too strong for him, but he did not give up. He knew he would find a way to defeat it. Finally, he found a weak spot in the monster and was able to defeat it. Exhausted and happy, he reached the treasure room and opened the door. In front of him was an incredible wealth of gold, jewels, and other treasures. Alex could hardly believe that he had realized his dream. Translated with UWW Translator, free version, he collected all the treasures and headed back to civilization. But on the way back, he noticed that someone was following him. He couldn't see it clearly, but he had the feeling that he was being watched. When he reached the city, he was approached by a mysterious man. The man told him that he was following him and that he also wanted the treasure. He offered to give Alex a large sum of money if he gave him the treasure. Alex refused because he had worked so hard to find the treasure and didn't want to just give it away. The next day, Alex noticed that the man continued to follow him, and he knew he was no longer safe. He decided to hide the treasure and not return until the man had given up. He knew he had to find a safe place where no one would find him. He decided to hide the treasure on a deserted island that he had discovered during his travels. He built a cave and hid the treasure inside. Then he returned to the city and decided to hide for a while until he could be sure that the man was no longer pursuing him. Months passed and Alex felt that he was safe. But then he received a letter. The letter was anonymous, but the content was clear. The man had found the treasure and Alex's life was in danger. Alex knew he had to act before it was too late. He decided to go back to the island and recapture the treasure. He knew it was dangerous, but he had no other choice. He took a boat to the island and fought his way through the jungle until he arrived at the cave. But when he entered the cave, he found the man already there. An epic battle ensued between the two, but in the end, Alex had the upper hand. The man gave up and fled. Alex had the treasure back and was happy to have it in his hands again, but he knew he had to be more careful now. He decided to split the treasure and hide it in different places so that no one would ever find it again. And so Alex lived the rest of his life in safety and happiness. He had achieved his dream and found the treasure, but he had also learned that sometimes the price of success can be very high. Translated with UWW Translator, free version,